Welcome to Profitable Women, a podcast for the female business owner who wants to build a profitable and sustainable business that aligns with their life. We will talk about the money stories impacting your decisions, financial strategies to grow your profits, and how to embrace your female superpowers. I'm your host, Sheila Hansen, certified public accountant, business mentor, and certified coach. As a mom of three and business owner, I have spent the last 7 years supporting six-figure business owners make confident financial decisions while raising my babies. After making the hard decision to leave my job at a public accounting firm when I had my oldest, I'm now on a mission to empower women to build wealth without sacrificing themselves. If you find yourself avoiding conversations about money, are burnt out from working all the time, wonder where your cash goes, or want to learn how to pay yourself six figures, you're in the right place. Remember, the information in this podcast is general in nature and for educational purposes only. For specific financial advice for your situation, please consult a professional. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the show. On today's episode, I am sharing with you my own story of entrepreneurship and being a business owner. And there are so many good parts of this story that have been really digging into self-awareness and growth and challenging the mindset that I previously had. And I am just going to say, I am so incredibly proud of where I am today. So let me paint the picture of how all of this journey started. I attended college at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. I knew from the time that I was a junior in high school, I wanted to go into accounting. They had a 5-year program that you could get your master's degree. And so I started college, did all my classes. I minored in finance because, again, if you have to take that many hours, why not use it to your advantage and add on as much as you can? So I graduated in 4.5 years. In that, I had done an internship at the firm that I ultimately got hired at, and I just kept addressing the next step in the process. Study for your CPA exam, get licensed, get promoted from staff accountant to senior accountant to ultimately to tax manager. My background was all in taxes. I continued to grow and take additional college to further my understanding of tax code. I managed the interns at the firm and led that process. I started getting involved with the whole workflow of everything within the firm, kind of from the admin side. I was doing all of the things. And I got to that point and then got confused. Had a little bit of identity crisis because in 2014, my husband and I had perfectly executed our 5-year plan. At that point, we had met in college, got engaged, got married. We were both CPAs. We were working at this firm. We both had our license and the careers to go along with it. We built a home on 5 acres just outside of Omaha because that's what we wanted. And 2 weeks after our 5th wedding anniversary, we had our first baby. It felt amazing. Until I began to think about the upcoming tax season that would be approaching. I had a baby in August, and January would be here before we know it. And something began to stir within me. How would both of us be CPAs in a demanding career and be the involved parents or the present parents that we desired to be? We both wanted to have careers. Yet most of the partners at the accounting firm we worked for had a spouse that was home with their kids. And while there is nothing wrong with that structure, that wasn't what we wanted. That wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to have a career, and I wanted to be a present mom. I didn't want to have to pick between the two. So up to this point of having a baby, the past few years, I had already begun to feel the pressure to be at the office. And for those with the most hours clocked, they were rewarded. And I began to struggle with the thought that I was producing at a more valuable rate for our clients than those that were simply at the office more hours. But then what I wrestled with and struggled with was, if I didn't stay at this firm, if I didn't hold on to my title of tax manager. And if I wasn't a CPA, who was I? I had worked so hard for this achievement. It was what I thought my life goal was from the time that I was a junior in high school. My identity had not only become wrapped up in being a CPA, but it had been wrapped up in that particular accounting firm and that particular role. And for months, I wrestled with this decision. What do I do if I don't do this? And then during maternity leave, when I finally gave myself a chance to get away, I found my purpose and the courage to try something different. It was where paving my own path began and where I began making choices step by step for a life that aligned with what I wanted and what felt right to me. It ultimately would be another 2 years before that path led me to starting my own business, but it was the first decision to not continue down a path that wasn't in alignment that would change everything for me. Since then, I've navigated through owning my own CPA firm, adding 2 more babies to our family, a major career change for my husband, hiring employees, figuring out childcare in the seasons I needed it, and little by little, my mission became clear. That mission was to empower women to financially be able to support their families, including building wealth, and doing it in a way that feels aligned for them. There are possibilities outside of a 9-to-5. There are ways to run a business without burnout, believe it or not. And there is an opportunity that includes being present for our families while having a career. And there is a whole community to support you when others might not understand your decisions. It all happens one decision at a time. Hey there, fellow female business owner. Are you tired of sifting through endless articles, resources, and scrolling social media just to find the nuggets of wisdom that actually apply to your journey? Well, I've got something just for you. When you join our weekly email list, you will receive a go-to resource with actionable tips, inspiring stories, and valuable insights tailored specifically for women entrepreneurs like you. Each week, we deliver a dose of empowerment straight to your inbox, covering everything from mastering your money mindset to navigating the ever-changing landscape. Join other like-minded women who are leveling up their business and living their dreams. Sign up for the weekly email today, and let's conquer the business world together. Head on over to the show notes and find the link for you to enter your email address to get started. You'll be the first to hear about upcoming masterclasses and have weekly action items to contribute to your success. Sign up today. In the journey of starting my firm, at first it was just me. And I was so adamant it would always just be me. Nobody could serve the clients like I did. Nobody could take tasks off my plate. How wrong was I? There came a point that I could no longer do it all on my own. So just like that first decision to leave the public accounting firm when things weren't feeling aligned, I had another decision I needed to face. Do I continue to have space in my own schedule to spend time with the kids by hiring within the business? Or do I hire help with the kids and spend more time in the business? I once again had to check in with my values. And having wrestled with that previous decision about the type of mother I wanted to be, it made this one easier. Sometimes we forget in the moment when we're going through a hard decision how much going through that decision now will help us down the road. We will be able to come back and we aren't going to be the person that we were before we made that decision or had gone through that hard time before. We're going to be somebody different because we've gone through this. So I ended up hiring support for the business. And as I looked at it, I knew those hires needed to be in alignment with my overall mission of empowering women to build wealth in a way that feels aligned to them. So I began searching for an accounting college student that I could bring in and be a mentor to. And I have been blessed with a couple of rock stars that have worked for me. And it has been such a win-win scenario for both of us. I've gotten to teach them what I know and show them a different way for an accounting career than what they might experience at a larger firm. And then there also became a point where my mindset was no longer serving me and the goals I had for the future. I was running into these limiting beliefs about setting my pricing, feeling lost on how to structure everything, and still trying to serve clients while managing the day-to-day aspects of business. And it all led to a period of burnout and operating in survival mode. I knew deep down it needed to change, and yet I just couldn't figure out, even envision another way. So once again, I got some help. This time it was through a coach. I enrolled in a group coaching program called BizChicks, and I spent a year in that program getting systems in place, paying attention to where my mindset was getting in my way, and then finding a community of like-minded female business owners that I could connect with. A year after I found that program, I found Geraldine Carter, who specializes in coaching CPAs. And at the time, my biggest struggle was, how do I structure and market my business specifically to be able to offer a higher value service to a specific client and get out of this undercharging, under-earning, overworking burnout. This is where I was introduced to the coaching model that I'm now certified in, and my business began to transform. It wasn't a transformation that came in major shifts. It happened from 2016, when I started my firm, to now, in each small decision that was the next step in front of me. Those steps led me to get certified as a life coach, start talking to my clients about their own mindset, and build offers that allow clients to have a CPA on their team they talk to more than once a year at tax time. I have heard that being a business owner will provide you with all the opportunities to uncover your inner wounds. And where I am today, I believe that to be 100% true. To be successful at this, it takes addressing those areas that, to be honest, not everyone is willing to address. So alongside business coaching and growing professionally, I was also investing in therapy and spiritual direction. And that's where I met Jada Debesh, who has taught me so much about the feminine energy, our mother wounds, utilizing our menstrual cycles, and building up my own self-worth. All of this continued to help me grow the mission of supporting female business owners to build wealth while being in alignment, not having to pick between being a mother and their career. And now it's so cool that I get to step back and look at this journey that has taken place from that decision to leave the public accounting firm I was working for in 2014. And I can see each of the stepping stones that has gotten me here to today. I don't know what decision you're wrestling with today, whether it feels major or is a smaller one in your journey. But I encourage you to tune into your gut. Look for the signs sent from the universe and to bet on yourself, because it is pretty amazing what happens when you do. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Profitable Women. Make sure you never miss an episode by hitting the follow button in your favorite podcast player. And things are always easier when you talk about them with a friend, so be sure to share this episode with them. If you're looking for more ways to grow your financial confidence, head to the show notes for a link to subscribe to our weekly email. Until next time.